Right, I'm ready to go and attack this log with my 372, the 288 and my trusty hunting hound. Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. She's going to have some fun today. Welcome back again. Right, I've just only run out of fuel and I've rolled some of these over, and you can see how dirty this wood is and what the ground is, what the ground's like when it come out of. Look how dirty that wood is, will you? It's and the bark that's come off it here. That's just mud and crap. I've gone through except for a little spot there. I ran out of fuel right in that second last one from there. But I think I've done about 30 cuts with this chain and buried it in the dirt, the wet moist soil and the bark and everything else, and it's still cutting like it hasn't been used. Look, solid timber, and I think it's right at the end here where I've got a bit of a pith, and there's some moisture coming out of under the ground. These are all cut right through. All these here. There we go. They're all cut right through. That last little bit I didn't do. But these are all cut where the dog is. Right through. So I've only got a tiny little, on a couple of spots, I've just got to cut right through on them just to finish them off. And then, I didn't think I'd ever get this log finished. I've still got to cut that big piece where there's a branch on the other side holding it there. I'll cut that off and then I'll start noodling them in half. That'll be my next project. As well as coming up here and finishing off. Oh, excuse me. I'll come up here and noodle some of these. That last log I've done the time before last, so yeah, I've got to noodle some of these now. There's quite a 20 foot of log I cut here a couple of weeks ago. You can see how wet it is, all the rain that we've been having. Yeah, so yeah, I'll come and noodle some of these and throw it in the trailer. I don't think I've got the energy to start loading that trailer up at the moment. I'll have to noodle them all first. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and everyone have a great day. Cheers for now. Rightio folks, I'm back just for a minute again. I've just finished cutting up that big horrible log that I've been trying to cut up for years, and I ran out of fuel anyway. I got quite a few cuts before I ran out of fuel, and I'm just up here where I finished that last 20 foot piece the other day, or a couple of weeks ago. So it's sodden, you can see how wet it is, but I'm just going to lift a few in the trailer so I can take them up top. Anyway, just thought I'd add a little bit more for a later video. Alright, catch us all later. There we go. I've just got 6 pieces in at 15 inches. There, or 380 mils, just under 16 inches. So, beautiful big solid pieces. This is from that last 20 foot I done a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, I'll split these up in another day or two. No hurry. Cheers everyone. Well, here we are. We're up top and where all my stacks are of firewood. So I'll empty this trailer out and put it next to these couple of little bits, and then we can start all over again and start stacking them there. So and add to the collection. All right, I'll catch you shortly. Right, there we have it. I'll just pull those 6 blocks out of the trailer, and we'll be ready to split anytime I decide to come up here and do them. There you go, trailer is cleaned out, but yeah, there we go. That should give me a nice bit of good firewood for another 3 years time. Cheers. Right, I'm just back for a quick second after using the 288 today. Man, I'm really impressed with the saw. It stopped on me once, but you know, I think it's starting to break in a bit more now. That's all it was. But this chain, God, this chain I used today, this tungsten carbide tip, man, it's still sharp as, like, and I was digging up dirt like a plough. Should have seen it pulling it out from under the log. But that's sharp as a razor still. Ouch. That's sharp. Anyway, my thoughts on a tungsten tip chain. And sorry, I meant to say that's as slack as I got after what, about 30 cuts or more. That's it. I just noticed it now it's cooled down a bit. Right, It's unbelievable. Beautiful chain. That's all I'll be getting from now on. And cheers. Rightio, I've just had a go at sharpening these tungsten tips with a Dremel. I've seen a couple of videos where they said that they can do it. I've asked a couple of questions, and sorry about the movement on there, but it doesn't look too bad. Like I say, it's the bottom of the tooth there where I've kind of shined up a bit, but actually the main cutter there, if I can focus, it seems right as well on these. Anyway, time will tell. It still felt like new, even digging it in the dirt for an hour on filthy wood. It just felt sharp as. Cheers.